Hey guys, this is Ruben from Dubb, and I'm here with a Dubb power user and a seriously influential guy. This guy, believe it or not, has delivered over 4,500 live speeches to audiences all over the world, 3,000 of which were for Tony Robbins. Can you imagine what this guy knows and what he's learned? It's unbelievable. The thing that's really amazing about Roberto is that he's all about action, and he's all about real tangible results. In fact, he's a Power Dubb user, but also a Power Dubb affiliate. And in fact, recently, every day, we've just been seeing signups and subscribers come from Roberto's influence, his thought leadership. I want to learn a lot from you, Roberto. That was a long intro. Please tell me about yourself. Love to learn more.
Ruben, thank you so much for being here. Before Ruben and I connected, I was using Dubb for many years, and I absolutely love the tool, and I'm gonna get into it. My background, as some of you can hear, right? My accent from Brazil, and I came to America for 22 years ago, and I came here. I went to school, got an MBA in marketing, and one day I was literally studying, reading books, and I asked myself this question: if I could do anything in my life, and I knew I could not fail, what are we doing today, right here, right now in my life? And that simple question literally changed the course of my life. I ended up eventually working for the Anthony Robbins companies. Some of you heard the name Tony Robbins. And when I worked for Tony, I had two roles. The first one, I was doing around 400 presentations a year, going to businesses, real estate offices, mortgage companies, car dealers, and doing a 45-minute to an hour presentation. In the end, selling the event, Unleash the Power Within. So we did that. And then also, during the last 4 years, I was training other speakers to do the same. So in 2008, I left Tony Robbins and opened up a company called Influenceology. So now I have my company for almost 12 years now. We teach over 40 industries, leaders, entrepreneurs, technology consultants, chiropractors, dentists, how to tell their story in a way that's super powerful and moves people into action.
Nice, man. So how did you get into those spaces? How did you get into those specific verticals?
You know, the idea is like when I was working for Tony, I learned how to actually get talks in real estate offices, mortgage companies. Then eventually started speaking and communicating, and some people they love the message. Say, hey, can you speak to my group? Can you speak to my group? And eventually now I work with 4 different industries, which is awesome. And I believe that everybody has a story, and if you don't share your story, the marketplace will create one about you. So I'm always
say that again.
If you don't share your story, the marketplace will create one about you.
What does that mean?
What that means is that, look, if nobody knows me, and someone and Ruben say, hey, you know Roberto guy? Someone said, no, I never heard about him. Well, maybe he's not that good, because if you were good, I would hear about him before, right? So that's my chance to tell my story. And right. I've been a proponent of advocating your message. Everybody has a message. And I remember in 2008, when I left Tony Robbins, opened my company, I actually went online on Amazon at the time, and video marketing, YouTube was there, like just starting out, and I bought 4 books on video marketing. So I have been actually teaching, recording videos since 2008, 2009. And then but the problem with traditional video marketing, by the way, it's still very effective when you do one-to-many Facebook Lives, YouTube videos, right? Broadcasting is amazing. But as you can see, as the internet goes global, right? You lose the personalization, right? And influence is all about the one-on-one. So now big brands, they know to put a cookie on yourself and track you down, right? So if you go to Amazon, then you go to Facebook, eventually see the ad on Facebook. If you're looking to buy dog food, for example, Amazon, then you go to Instagram and see, a dog food. Why? Because big companies are trying to what? To customize their message to you. Well, in video, until Dubb, was really hard, because, yeah, I can record a video, but I'm doing one-to-many. Yeah. Right? Which is awesome. But right. It's really hard to do one-on-one. And I'm like, okay, I got down the one too many, but how can I make this more effective? And I was searching around, and when I found Dubb, man, took my video marketing efforts to an entire new level. And I have so many great stories I can share today talking about the Dubb. A lot of people ask me, Ruben, why am I a proponent of one-on-one video technology? Why do I use it? By the way, I'm a power user. As of yesterday, I recorded 1,023 videos, one-on-one videos in a year. This morning, I record 3. I wake up and start dubbing. And let me tell you why I do it. By the way, Ruben's not paying me to say this. I say it because I want to help as an entrepreneur. If you have a story, if you have a service, if you have a product, it's just crazy. No, I use one-on-one video. It's just crazy. And I'm not being harsh here. I'm just telling you how I see it. Number one, there's 5 reasons when you guys write it down why you should adopt one-on-one video technology. Number one, influence. For example, let's say you have an opportunity to meet the CEO of a company. Let's say you have a product or service, and you have an opportunity to go actually and pitch your idea or your service, or your product. Now, do you feel to be more effective on a phone or face-to-face? I asked this question, and 100 out of 100 people say, Roberto, duh, obviously face-to-face. I say, good. Now, what happens, though, when instead of one CEO, you're talking about there's 1,000 of CEOs, and they live like 2 hours away? How do you do it? Well, you cannot do it. Well, one-on-one video is the next best thing. So that's why I really believe in the power of one, because you have an opportunity to actually add to your message. Add body language, eye contact, your voice, your tone, storytelling, your charisma. You add to your message. So the number one reason why I use Dubb is because it helps me make my message more persuasive. Number 2, call to actions. Now, if you want to really be able to customize a message and you know your audience, you know that, like, for example, in my business, I work with 40 different industries. And what happens is that sometimes I record a message and I want to generate a meeting. Sometimes I want that person to go and sign up for one of my websites. Sometimes I want to send a message and have the person to download, for example, a document so I can increase credibility. Sometimes I want to have the person that never heard about me before, to watch actually a clip of my talks. And I can do that. So it's not like you're doing just traditional video marketing when you record one message and you blast to 1,000 people and you try to put them in a box. No. For every person, quickly, strategically, I'm going to have a very specific direction or call to action. So that's when you start thinking about, okay, what is my outcome here? In a day-to-day business scenario, what are the different outcomes that I can get? So I feel like influence, call to action. Do you have anything to add as far as call to actions? Because I love that tool, being able to like customize my call to actions.
Nice, man. That is really insightful, man. I really appreciate your sharing that. I have to share this kind of quick story with you about why Dubb was founded. Dubb was founded for the premise that people have lost a lot of the connection. They have lost a lot of the feeling that I am feeling right now towards you. What I feel towards you right now is that I feel inspired. I feel motivated. I feel connected to you, Roberto. And the reason why I feel that is because I'm connecting with you in the virtual world, which is now the real world. I don't even want to call it the virtual world. This is just the world now. Okay. And this is our world now. Let's not even call it the virtual world. I'm done with that. You know, and the thing that you're able to do now in this synchronous situation, this live video, is you're able to connect with me and I'm able to connect with you. And that problem has existed for a lot of time. And I think people that are trying to motivate and inspire and provide value and educate people, they've suffered from this problem because they might pick up the phone, they might send a lengthy email, and the other person doesn't feel the connection. You know, a lot of people don't, you know, sometimes we spend hours writing emails, hours, and making sure every sentence is perfect.
Yep.
And then the person on the other end they spend 2 seconds reading it, scanning it, and then they read it in which the mood that they're in. So if they're in not so great of a mood, maybe they're having a bad day, that's in the context in which they read it. The subject line, the emojis, the explanation points, maybe they sense sarcasm or things that are maybe not things that you meant.
Yeah.
And the thing with video is that you can't really cheat it unless you're a paid actor, a method actor, which I don't think any of us are. This is the most authentic thing that we can do. And you're such a proponent and such an influencer within this space that I'm inspired, man. So thank you so much for sharing that.
It's so true. And so that comes back to my number one point here: influence. And for me, influence is in the context I call the 3 W's, Ruben. When you have a message, a product or service, when you want to sell idea, because even a CEO, Roberto, don't sell a product or service. You always sell an idea at least. Non-profit, you sell an idea. Everybody's selling. Is that the 3 W's? That means that your audience wins, you, the presenter, the influencer wins, and then the society community wins. So whatever, if you the connection is a must. The third point that why I'm a Dubb user, and I think you already covered that, is the speed. Like I have a lot of coaching clients, and before, after, every time you write all these things, I'm like, now, man, I just hit Dubb. Even for my internal communication, I'm just go, look, here's some points you got to work on, because saves me so much more time. It's crazy how I don't write emails anymore. The only thing that I write is like, hey, I record a personal video to you. That's it.
Right.
Nice. Maybe you have some tips here you want to share about, because sometimes I say I record a personal video to you, and some people are not used to. They think, oh, he's just saying that because he's trying to trick me into opening the video, right? But I'm like, no, it's personal. Actually, I record just for you. Do you have some tips to share? So people, what has been some best practices on recording a video and you send to a viewer, and the viewer actually gets like, oh, yeah, he actually recorded a video just for me?
It's so interesting that you should ask this, because I'm just not an expert at this. I am constantly learning. I'm constantly looking at data. I'm constantly looking at content that's put out, and success stories. And the interesting thing is that we have a lot of technology. Dubb has a lot of technology to be able to send broadcast messages. We have an email sender, we have an SMS sender, which is now a new feature. I'm really excited about that. We have automated workflows. But I've always had this thesis from day one, which is that one-to-one communication is 100 times better than any type of broadcast. And you were like living proof for that, because I'm not sure how much of the automation or broadcast stuff that you're using, but seeing your success both as an affiliate, and I have the affiliate dashboard right here on my second screen, and I'm happy to share this, but it's interesting to see all the conversions that you're driving from an affiliate perspective. And this is from one-to-one communication. Yep. And I'm an automation junkie. Actually, my most of my career has been figuring out and hacking through marketing automation and automated technology to be able to minimize input and maximize output. That's just been my thing. But most of my success, if not the vast majority, has been through personal one-on-one communication like this. And the automation is something that sort of happens as a residual benefit. But you are living proof that one-to-one comm, if we can actually put in the time, if we can actually do the work and have fun doing it, which is what you do, that is the best tip.
I'll tell you this. So I feel, thanks for sharing that. The idea is that for me, I never got into Dubb to be an affiliate, or I just love the tool. I'm like so like, let me give an example. I go for a walk. I go for a walk, get my phone, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk for an hour, and when I'm fired up, and I just go click on my Dubb app, and I'm like, here we go. Yo, nice. Bro, boom, boom, boom. I show the dog, I show the trees, I show the leg. Hey, man, schedule. It's crazy. I close like big ticket items walking. And people are like, I can't believe the guy is walking, running, recording. I'm like, because for me, it's just, it's not like I play a role like when I'm speaking and I'm here. And then once I have a different role. For me, it's just like, man, this is me. You want to work with me? That's what you got. So I feel like if I'm running, if I'm working out and I feel inspired, I want to send a master prospective client, I have no problem. If I'm sweaty, I don't have I have I have no problem of like recording a message. Hey, I'm here, I was thinking about you, blah, 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 blah. Let's connect. For me is my little framework. I have a lot of presentation frameworks. I like to talk about, connection, content, and call to action. So like my connection piece, I always like in the beginning of the video, I share something that, hey, I just saw that you on Facebook, you were in Hawaii. Hey, I just saw a post. Hey, I just saw that you published this article. Hey, I was just listening to your podcast. So I always connect something that's super personal. Then I go into the content, the message, what I'm trying to elaborate or advance. Then I go to my call to action. And this simple framework, connection, content, call to action, I can go anywhere and just talk about it. It's super simple. It's a killer framework for you just to record videos. So that's why I feel any entrepreneur, and it's super easy. I think one of the biggest misconceptions, Ruben, that people have is that they think video marketing, they think like, oh man, 3 lamps, microphone, production, video editing, uploading, which by the way, there is time and place for it. Right? Yeah, have lamps here, we have the mics, there's time and place for.
Right.
Time, place for. But I'm telling you, I close a lot of business with my phone, walking with Dubb app, just sending. I use from the desktop too. So I feel for the one-on-one, just think in terms of speed. Like in half an hour, you can easily record, publish, and send 10 dubs. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
I do it a lot.
Talk about easy. Half an hour, they show up and go, boom. Cool, man. So.
Now, you said something that was kind of interesting, which I think is so reflective of modern day times. And the thing that I'm sensing from you is that you're just ahead of the curve. Like you were doing YouTube and video marketing, a decade ago. And a lot of people are new to a lot of this stuff now, And I was not recording videos in 2009. I mean, I was shooting videos and maybe they'd end up somewhere, but I was not communicating with video at all. Now, what's really interesting to me is that you were saying that you're out on a walk and you're with the dog or you're in nature, which is awesome. And you're using the Dubb app. 2 years ago or 2 months ago, that was unheard of, to do a sales video out when you're on a walk, having fun, messing around, enjoying life. That was unheard of. Sales video just a little while ago, not 2 years ago, just a little while ago, was like, you have to be in a professional environment, wearing a suit and tie with lighting, and it's got to be perfect. And you've broken that wall. You've broken that. You've integrated yourself. I was listening to something from Simon Sinek the other day, and he was talking about what is your professional goal and what is your personal goal, and the fact that if you have 2 of those separate goals, that you're failing. That is incorrect. We need to have one simple goal in our life, which is to make connections, to build, to whatever it may be, right? And the sense that I'm getting from you is that you have that one goal, and that you have, most importantly and most difficultly for a lot of people, is found a way to integrate professional and personal life into life. There's no work-life balance. It's just life now. Yeah,
like I do. I have 2 kids. I have a 2.5-year-old and I have an 8-month-old. Record a ton of videos with them.
Yeah,
a ton of videos. It's just like when you stand for something. So for me, English is my 3rd language. I grew up in Brazil, Portuguese. I went to high school, studied Spanish. So for me, I always had a challenge communicating.
Wait, you have a challenge communicating?
No, I had. I always, like, real. Even Portuguese.
Why is that? Why are always the people that are the best speakers are the people that had the biggest challenges?
So I was in my head. But then I realized that.
And talk to me about that. You were in your head, and talk to me about that.
The idea. Look, when I was in high school, my native language is Portuguese. Falo português. I'm from Brazil, right? Originally, and I struggle. I always got in Portuguese language. It was never easy for me. Then when I was in high school, I say you can choose English or Spanish. Now, if you know a little bit of geography, Brazil is surrounded by Spanish-speaking countries. And I'm thinking, I'll never use English. That was my thought process. So I studied Spanish. So I actually started learning English when I was 25. So I always struggle. But then eventually, Ruben, I was able to figure out my purpose. So purpose is like, man, I feel like I was chosen to do something. I really feel that way. I'll never retire. Because, man, helping people, inspire people, increase people's potential is an amazing mission of mine. And I felt like, man, if I have this vision, if I really want to help people, I gotta stop focusing on myself, start focusing on other people. You see, the reason people hate video marketing or they're camera shy, regardless if they're doing one-on-one video or one-to-many video, regardless, is because they focus on themselves. It's almost like you have a spotlight. Imagine have a bright light, it's almost like you gotta change the light so bright you really cannot see, right? And you gotta change the spotlight, stop focusing on yourself and put on the audience. Because in influence, persuasive speaking, it's always about moving the audience from point A to point B. Point A, where your audience is. Point B is by you helping with your product, service, or idea. That's the idea. So when you realize that even the one-on-one video, when you have your voice, your camera, you realize it's not about you, it's about you helping that person, that person right there. Go from point A to point B, everything changed for me.
Explain that again. Point A to point B.
Like, for example, so let's say I'm recording I'm recording a video and I want to help someone to start recording videos. Right? Let's say point A, they're not recording videos. Point B, they start recording videos because I know in my heart, if they start doing that effectively, they're going to be able to generate more business. They're going to be able to serve more people. They're going to be able to provide more for their families. So with that so that's point A where they are. Point B. So everything that I say, every question that I ask, every story that I tell is about moving that person from point A to point B. It has nothing to do with Roberto. Zero. Even though I am there. Right? Even though I am speaking, that message is not about me, it's about who? The listener. About point A to point B. That's why I love the one-on-one video technology, because you actually can connect with the person. Like this morning, I talked to a chiropractor in Italy, literally this morning. And we were talking about his American guy practicing in Italy. And we're talking about NBA. And he wrote me an email. And I'm like, no, I don't write an email back. I got my Dubb. I say, hey, bro, you like Michael Jordan? You know, I like Michael Jordan, but I prefer LeBron James. You know, talk about it. And now he goes, hey, Roberto, yeah, man, I want to sign up for your club. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, thanks for the video. It's amazing. Right? Because I really want to connect the person. Yeah. And I know I'm better at connecting. You said the word connecting by being able to express myself. So
amazing. Gosh. All right. So let's get into a topic. So what I've noticed is that chiropractors are signing up from your influence, because you have a business. You have a business specifically for that. You have influence. Right. And I've been thinking about something, and I've been thinking about you, and I've been thinking about what's been happening in this particular segment. And I think this applies to a lot of different segments, a lot of different verticals, because obviously the world has changed. But here's a business that is 99% dependent on a physical interaction, where a patient has to go in to see the chiropractor, and then something has to happen, right? How does that happen right now for that business? What are those people? What are chiropractors and dentists and people all within that realm, yoga teachers? What are they doing? What can they do right now to not just save their business, but actually pivot themselves to thrive in this environment?
So
what can they do?
So when it comes to chiropractors and other healthcare professionals, traditional brick and mortar business where they do some advertising, people come in, what happens is their process of reinvention, and some of, like, for example, let's talk about chiropractors. A lot of people work from home, right? Chiropractors now, number one, they can record videos, personalized videos to their patients. Number one, to educate them, truly educate them. Number two, to do posture exercises, to say, hey, show me your house. Let's do ergonomic assessment. Some of them can do quote unquote virtual consultations, because some chiropractors also they offer other modalities like nutrition, like weight loss or exercise or stretch. There's other things they can do as well. And so they can actually offer virtual consultations. And there's a lot of doctors moving into that space. Does that make sense? So I feel like some areas they're reopening the country now. Some areas they cannot practice. Some areas they're still essential. And I feel like one thing that a great chiropractic does is educate their patients. And I feel like something that I love about Dubb. That's one of the coolest features. I love it. You can pre-record a video, upload as a playlist, for example.
Nice.
So then you record a video to Bob. Hey, Bob, I hope you and your family are doing great and safe out there. By the way, Bob, I recorded below video here a quick 5-minute video on how to stretch and how to exercise at home safely. I hope you enjoy it. All right. So now, man, if I have a testimonial from a doctor who came to one of our classes, and I introduced Dubb, and he texted me. He texted me the screenshot of the patient, and the patient said, "In 30 years in healthcare, I never got a personalized video from any of my doctors. Thank you."
Please forward that to me, because my father still doesn't know what I do, by the way.
Do you feel that patient is going to leave that chiropractor? Never.
That's awesome.
It's never. So that's we feel like we're gonna be an influencer. And being an influencer is how much do you care? Well, I care about my clients. I record one of the videos. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Like, and I love about Dubb. They integrate easily with calendars. I have 10 minutes, 15 minutes to hey, schedule a call. Let's chat. Let's like you care, chat. What is it? So there's so many cool things about it. So there's a lot of any industry. Look, if you're one thing that you always have the power, there's always something that you can do about it. There's always, regardless of the situation, there's always something that you can do about it. All right. So I feel that one of my jobs is to educate. And so then if you, let's say, you cannot practice right now or you cannot operate, then at least you can educate your patients. So that's why the video technology is such an amazing tool.
So, okay. So what you've kind of presented, I think is a way to connect with new prospects, or to prospect with video. So that's the first thing, prospecting.
Yeah.
And then the second thing would be to build the connections, to nurture people, to, keep that relationship going. And then we talked about conversions. I mean, you get conversions. You get 4 to 5 digit conversions using Dubb.
Crazy.
Whoa. Well, mic drop.
So the crazy is just I like to over deliver, and I think even my first impression when people, like, for example, I don't get into text wars. I don't get, sometimes people getting text wars or Facebook comments war. That's not what I do. Nobody wins. Right. When people leave a nice positive comment, I mean, literally, I just go record a quick message. Right. Sometimes I send a video via Messenger. Sometimes I post even public right there for other people to see. So it's crazy how people are craving attention. We think like being social media, we are truly connected. You're not. It was more like fighting. So that's why I be able to express, to connect, to be able to communicate and express how I feel about that specific person. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. So
how can I? You mentioned focus on providing value. You mentioned taking the spotlights and the camera that's on us and flipping it around to the other person, and that's inspirational. You are Morpheus, and the people that you connect to, which is in the thousands or tens of thousands, are like Neos. They're on this journey, and you're just guiding them. And now what I want to do is I want to flip that now to you, and I want to say, how can I provide value? Because you are the hero in this story. Tell me what I can do right now.
I feel like Dubb, you guys been always, one thing I love about Dubb, you always been innovating. I received you even asked me today, hey, have you seen the new text integration? I'm like, no, because I was just watching. Man, I'm still caught up on the YouTube integration that you did. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Still learning that. So I feel like as a leader, I feel to be able to have a really cool communication platform. And I think you guys are doing that. I feel like you guys are doing that as far as providing the tools, providing the value. And even though I am a power user, I personally know there's a lot of things inside Dubb that I'm not using yet, right?
Yes.
So that's on my own. I have to catch up, and I have to take the time and learn.
Well, if there's I've got my screen here and I can share my screen. So if there's anything that you want me to show you real quickly.
Yeah, maybe I would love one. Something I was trying to figure out. Okay, here, let's go.
I'm here. So if you want me to do that, it won't be perfect.
I want to put the spot. So how do I use forms? Because the call to actions, I am like, man, I didn't know how to use forms. So I'm like, how do I do that? So I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay, so before we do this, I'm going to prepare my screen. Sometimes when I'm doing two things at the same time, I'll stutter. So call me out if I'm doing that. My question for you is, do you have any other, what's your stack? What do you use? What is your marketing automation platform? Or is that Dubb?
I use an Ontraport.
Oh, yeah. I know that one. Yeah. And how do you use that?
I used to be a Infusionsoft 10-year user.
Okay.
And we switched to Ontraport, and super happy.
And then Dubb, I think Dubb has an integration with Ontraport. I remember that.
Yeah, I know I can send emails. I think copy and paste the link and send emails. I know I can do that.
Okay.
I have a business partner who is my technical guy who knows more than. Oh, by the way, here's another thing too. And I wanna be because some people are afraid of technology. I don't know if you run across Ruben. Some people, they're afraid of technology. And they think,
my mom and my dad.
Yeah. So no, I mean literally. And I will tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
In 2009, when I was so used to doing thousands of talks, and then what happens? Three things happen: YouTube, then bandwidth, internet, and smartphone all came together. Boom.
Yes.
I was like, man, you have the power. And for me, I knew, oh man, I saw the opportunity. Man, this is going to be killer. But I had zero technical game, like zero. And so much so that how I learned to do video editing, I got my Mac and I really went to Apple store and I sit down and I paid the Apple whatever. And I sit down, this wizard kid, in 2 hours, he taught me how to do video editing. That's how I learned.
And so, what program, I'm curious, what program do you use?
At that time was like Final Cut Pro at that time.
What do you use now?
Right now I use ScreenFlow.
Nice.
Yeah, I love ScreenFlow. I mean, this ScreenFlow for me is I love it. So then what I love about Dubb, and you guys did a good job, a really good job. Man, it's super easy to use. I love it. Like as the interaction. Yeah, so I think one of the things that I'd love to learn how to do is the forms. I don't know how to do it.
All right, let's talk about forms. This is kind of exciting. So, all right, if you go to assets in your left navigation,
yeah,
you're going to see forms, okay? And I want to give a little bit of context on forms. So there's actually two ways to add forms to Dubb. Number one is you just embed a form from a third-party software. So that is absolutely possible. That is a different type of thing. That actually happens at the video page. I'll talk about that later. But what this is a native form that can appear on a video page. So I'll actually kind of build out a form that I have already present here, and then I'll show you ultimately what that looks like on a video. So again, go to assets, go to forms, title your form. This is an internal title. This is your external title. Put a little description on it, why people are filling out this form. Put some text for the button. I mean, we have some sort of pre-selected text here, but you can also select, fill out, complete, submit, something like this. And then select the fields that you want people to enter. So email, first name, last name, mobile, phone. At least email has to be required, okay? The rest are totally optional, okay? And then once that end user completes this form, then of course you want them to do something. You want them to be forwarded somewhere. You want them to go to your YouTube page or your Dubb profile page or, another video on Dubb. So what you can do is you have the options to forward to a URL, or to display a custom message, right? So displaying a custom message is just simple text that's going to appear. I'm going to show you all what this looks like in a minute.
Okay.
But then forward to a URL is what happens when you actually go to another place. What we often do is just send people to another video. The first one is a short video, then the second one is a long video.
So let me ask you something then, if I understand correctly. So is this could become a opt-in page?
That's exactly what this is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. So the most important thing here is to add your tags. If you don't add tags, it's going to be very hard to keep organized here because, first of all, one of the beauties, and this is really important, one of the beauties about forms is that you collect tags to be able to trigger automated workflows. So, Roberto, I want to make that very, very clear. You have a video, you send the video to someone, and you ask them, hey, listen, if you're interested in learning more about this, please fill out the form below. Okay. They fill out the form below. And let me add one more interjection here. You also want to say, if you forward this video to someone else, have them fill out the form. Because the thing is that if you're sending a video to someone, you probably already have their contact information. You don't need to fill out a form. That's obnoxious, right?
Yeah.
But if that person forwards this to a group of chiropractors or shares it on Facebook or shares it on LinkedIn or something, now you have people out in the wild, strangers, and they're going to connect to you. And they're going to need some way to give their information to you. They might not use the Dubb chat. They might not email you, but a form is pretty streamlined. So they're going to fill out that form, and that tag that you specified when you built the form is going to get added, right? Now, again, I'll repeat myself a little bit, but what's so amazing about this is that you can trigger an automated workflow. And that means you can send that person another video. Like, hey, thank you so much for checking out the previous video.
The tag.
Yeah, and filling out this form, and now here's some more information. Here's some more value. So it's like the perfect 1-2 punch of personalized message, social referrals, self-service, opt-in, and then automated workflows to provide pre-recorded video. That little sequence is now totally possible.
Like, for example, going back to our conversation. So let's say I create a form, download 7 secrets to convert more. Let's say video. Let's say I pre-record, I put this automated video. So let's say in my social media, Facebook or whatever, I saw someone commenting that person is not my network, and I can very quickly record a personal video. Hey, Bob, I love your comment, blah, 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 blah. This is great. By the way, I have a private training that I did. If you want to, just fill the form below. So that's
exactly. And the reason why you want to do that is because if you do not have their contact information, that's how you're going to get it. Maybe you have their email, maybe you don't have their phone number. Make the phone number required. You know, let's think about, let's provide as much value as we possibly can, but let's also put, you know, maybe a gate or maybe an additional requirement for people to see that video. And that just might mean that all that they have to do is give us their phone number. All that they have to do is give us maybe an email address or something like that. So you kind of get the point now. So the thing that I want to show now is, now that the form was created, what I'm going to do is I'm now going to go to calls to action, which I know you're a big fan of. Connection, content, call to action. I remember that. So now what you do is you select form. Right here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that form that I just saved. And then I'm going to put some text, fill out the form. That's a little boring. And this might be a default CTA. Maybe it's not. I'm going to title this. Cat form. Shannon created a funny form called cats or something. So I'm going to submit that. And now I have a call to action. Okay. So within my calls to action, you're going to notice that I have a lot of calls to action. You're going to notice at the bottom, you're going to notice that now this is available within your call to action library. And now what I do is I go to my video page, and then I go to my calls to action, and all I have to do is select the form that I just saved, which I think should be somewhere at the bottom. Here it is. And now that I've saved that form, it's auto saved, as you can see here. And then if I look at this Dubb video page here, Now what I can do is this video is kind of a mess. This was recorded using the Dubb desktop app for Mac and PC.
Yeah.
But you'll notice that meow below, how funny is that? You'll notice that now that there's a form on this page. So if an end user fills this
below the video,
what's that?
That below the video, right?
Yes,
video.
correct. That's below the video.
Got it.
Right. So now when someone fills out this form, what happens is that you get a trigger. You get the contact within Dubb, because Dubb is also a database for contacts, as you might know. It's sort of like a light CRM. So you can import your contacts, and this is going to add that tag. And then I think, the prestige here is that you can trigger an automated workflow. So here I have, and this is probably another video for another time, but this is an example of an automated workflow where then I can actually add a step, and I can say, if the tag is included, Roberto's form, whatever it's called, then build out a workflow to send an email campaign. So this is like another video that you can send that's sent via email, and now SMS as well. So Roberto, I want you to picture this. You're on a walk, you're in nature with your dog, you're recording a video, maybe your kids are with you, okay? You create an instant landing page on that. You have a separate form that you quickly add within seconds. That form then collects information from people, which triggers another video that you recorded at a different time that's maybe high value, longer. Yep. And that maybe has a credit card form or a sign up form. If you accept credit cards online, I don't know if you do. There's a way to add products too, and that is another video for another time.
Dude, that's amazing. Yeah. See, I was learning. Thanks for sharing that. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, I'm here as an educator, as a trainer. I'm here to show this type of stuff, and I'd be happy to schedule a time to kind of get you built up.
Thanks so much, brother. I have 11 o'clock on
nice.
Zoom. We are. Yeah. Hold on.
Obrigado.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay. While you're doing that, I want to kind of get into an interesting topic, which is.
Hey, buddy, I literally have 11 o'clock.
Cool. You're good. Bounce out. You're good.
It's over. So just because I have an interview, there are people waiting on no other
you're good.
Platform. So I hope this is valuable, buddy. Thanks so much for the tool. I appreciate you very much, and you do this again.
Thanks, man. I look forward to the next one. Obrigado.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey guys, I just wanted to that was so fun talking to Roberto. I'm so inspired, and hearing these types of success stories is really what motivates me. Dubb is the product of feedback and of getting data and getting information from people like yourself. So, please give us the feedback. We've never said that Dubb is perfect. We've never said that we are perfect. We've never said that our tech is perfect or our content is perfect. Maybe perfection doesn't truly exist, but we're definitely trying. Thank you so much for the understanding, sometimes the patience, sometimes the feedback, sometimes the comments, giving us detailed reports on how we can make improvements, how we can make the user experience better. We are truly inspired and motivated to help you guys succeed. That is what keeps us going and keeps us innovating and keeps us building the technology. If you're interested in having a session like this, please let me know. I'd love to arrange something like this. Testimonials are also a really, really important part of what Dubb does. So if you have some time, please record us a testimonial, send it through social channels, send it to support@dubb.com. Also, reviews are really important. So if you notice, we are actively asking people that are believers in us to give us reviews. So please go to the App Store, the Play Store, the Chrome Store, the Microsoft Store, G2, like anywhere you can leave a review for Dubb. Please consider doing that. We know it takes some time, but we so appreciate it. So thanks up so much for the time. See you guys soon. Bye-bye now.